I felt the heat rising in my gut and I couldn't bring myself to respond. My boss was going off on a new employee about how lazy I was and how all she wanted was someone who was actually willing to step up and do the work. At the time, I was a head baker for a gluten-free vegan bakery. I was working a ton and I was getting a lot done. I knew without any doubt that I was amazing at what I did because customer feedback said that the moment I got in there, the product quality went up and customers loved it. But because I didn't allow my boss to walk all over me, because I didn't respond when she wanted to continually disrespect her family and other employees while she was around me, she didn't like me and she wanted me out. That day when she was talking terribly about me to a new employee, I put my 2 weeks in and I vowed to never let that happen again. And in all honesty, that was just a few years ago at the time of this recording. And that was the first time that I really stood up for myself. That was the day that I made it very clear who I was and what I deserved, and that I was not going to tolerate any behavior less than that. I get it. Standing up for yourself isn't easy in the least, especially as a survivor of abuse. We've been taught that what we want, we need, what we're comfortable with, what we're not comfortable with doesn't matter and isn't important. It's not until we finally step up and throw away what we've been taught that we truly take our power back. But I understand that it's easier said than done. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you the 4 steps to start standing up for yourself and to make this a habit in your life. Because boo, you deserve a whole lot more than the garbage you're settling for now. Trust me, whether you believe it or not, it's true. But before I get too deep into it, if this is your first time hanging out, welcome. My name is Karleigh Saunders. I'm a confidence and abuse recovery coach. I am here to help you not only heal from the abuse that you endured, but to build the skill of confidence you can step into the life of independence and freedom that you deserve. Okay, so the 4 steps to standing up for yourself. Step number 1, stop putting yourself down. Before you can stand up to people who are talking crap to you, you've got to stop talking that crap to yourself. I realize that that's pretty harsh, but I just want to get straight to the point here. You can't expect to have the strength to stand up for yourself and to tell someone that you deserve better when you're sitting there putting yourself down 24/7. Here's what I want you to do. Every time you start speaking negatively to yourself in your mind, out loud, whatever, I want you to say something positive out loud in response. For example, if you start saying, oh my God, I'm just so stupid, I want you to stop what you're doing, say out loud and go, man, I am just so intelligent. As you begin to combat this negative self-talk, over time, this is going to develop into a really powerful skill that's going to benefit you for the rest of your life, whether you're on your abuse recovery journey or you're just living the day-to-day. I talk about this extensively on my podcast, Confidence from the Ground Up. So I'm going to make sure I link to a couple podcast episodes in the show notes, so then that way you can go and check them out and give them a listen. They're really powerful and can really, really benefit you. Learning the power of self-talk will literally change your life. And I'm not talking about anything woo-woo here. I'm talking about science. And in those podcast episodes, I break down step by step the actual science behind self-talk and how you can use it to help you rewire your brain. All right, step number 2, consume confidence-building content. Surround yourself with things that lift you up and help you to build the skill of confidence. What a lot of people don't realize is that confidence is a skill. Yes, skill. I'm going to say that until the cows come home, until I kick the bucket, until whatever metaphor we want to use for the end of time, whatever. Confidence is not this thing where the heavens open up and go, ah, and you get, like some people get confidence and other people don't. Some might have had it fostered better in their younger years, yes, but that doesn't mean that because you were treated like garbage or you weren't taught to be confident growing up, that doesn't mean that you can't have that skill now. And it is a skill that you have to actively work towards. So consume things that are going to help you build that skill. Read books that help you change your mindset and that lift you up. Listen to powerful podcasts. Confidence from the Ground Up, anybody? Things that are going to lift you up and help you to get you to where you want to go. As you continue on your confidence building journey, this is going to be extremely important, but especially right now as you're learning to stand up for yourself. There's a whole lot of negative voices that you're currently combating. You're combating voices from your abuser, from your past, your own negative voices, all of these messages that were left with you by others. When you consume this confidence building content, eventually what's going to happen is it's going to kind of overflow, right? Let's take a cup. You've got a cup full of dirty water and you're just going to start pouring clean water into it. It's going to stay dirty for a bit, but eventually what happens is that the dirt overflows out, it comes out, and you have to work through it because it comes to the surface, but eventually all that dirt's going to leave the water, and the more clean water you pour in, the less dirt can get it and infect it all, right? So that's why it's really important to continue to pour in that clean water, to pour in that confidence building content. This also means to pay attention to what you're following on social media. Follow people that lift you up. Follow accounts that are going to help you to be better, to push, to grow. Don't follow accounts that make you feel like garbage and make you feel like you're not doing enough. Pick accounts, pick and choose. The accounts that work for me may not be the accounts that work for you. So go through and just think about people you look up to, maybe celebrities, influencers, your favorite YouTubers. Go through and look at their content. Pay attention to what they post. And if you like it, get connected with them and start listening to what they're saying. Pay attention to it. Build up your sense of self-confidence. Turn on the water fountain all the way so that way you can begin to grow and clean out that dirt. And yes, I am aware that's an oversimplification, but for illustrative purposes, it really does make sense and it really is true. And think about it this way. Have you ever gone to the gym and you are just done? You're exhausted and you just want to go home and you don't want to do another set, but then that killer song comes on, like that metal song that just fills you up and your adrenaline starts pumping and you got like that rage and you're just like, yes, let's go. Same idea. Just like the right song can get you pumped at the gym, the right content, the right information that you're consuming can get you pumped and hyped to live your life. Step number 3, learn to trust your decisions. A big part of standing up for yourself is trusting that you've made the right decision. I go into this a lot more in this video right here where I talk about self-gaslighting and how we can combat it. But basically what we do is that we make decisions and then we second guess them. And we overthink every decision that we make. And when we do this, we tend to look to others to make these decisions for us. But just because something worked for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. That doesn't mean that what I share is garbage. But what it does mean is that you need to look at your life and go, does this fit? Does this fit into my life? Is this how my brain works? Because if you're not trusting decisions that you make in moving forward, you're never going to be able to fully stand up for yourself. Because the power in standing up for yourself is knowing, hey, I am strong and I am confident and I am capable and I'm intelligent and I know that this is the right decision. I know that this is the right move for me. I know that this is what I need to do. If you don't trust yourself, you're not going to be able to do that. So how do you begin to trust yourself? How do you let go? First, make sure you go watch that video on self-gaslighting. It's really powerful and quite literally change your life. But second, what I want you to do is start setting some goals and meeting them. This is what I mean. A lot of the times we set goals for ourselves and then we just kind of let them go by the wayside because no one's holding us accountable. What does this do? This tells our brain that it can't trust us. This tells our brain that, oh, she's doing it again. She's saying we're going to start walking every day, but she quit that before. No reason to put any faith in that. Oh, she said she's going to start journaling again, but she never keeps up with it. So there's no point there. This is what happens when we continually let ourselves down. However, if we flip the script and we start forcing ourselves to stick to these deadlines that we set for ourselves, I'm not talking unrealistic deadlines. I'm talking about serious ones, little ones that we can begin to meet and build up that confidence within ourselves. Maybe your thing is maybe you're trying to build a following on social media. And so you commit to just posting once a day for the next 14 days. At the end of those 14 days, if you've posted every day, you can go, dang, look, I did it. But here's the thing, even if you only post 10 out of those 14 days, you can go, oh my gosh, dude, like I did more than half. I didn't think I was going to do any, but I did 10 out of the 14 days. That's not bad. Let me do it again and see if I can do better. And this can be applied to just about anything, not just social media. Maybe you're wanting to meal prep more. Maybe you want to read a book. Maybe you want to, go run a marathon. Whatever it is, do really small incremental things that you can do in small chunks. And every time you do something to work towards that, you're going to tell your brain, oh my gosh, look, she did it. We did it. I guess we are pretty badass. I guess we really can do this. That's the power of setting and achieving personal goals. Step number 4 to standing up for yourself. Set boundaries and keep them. It is incredibly important to begin to learn how to set and keep boundaries. Now, this is something I'm going to do a full video on, in fact, several videos on very soon. I'm going to make sure I put in the show notes some podcast episodes where I really break down how to set, communicate, and keep boundaries. This is incredibly important to understand. And if we don't do this, we're not going to be able to stand up for ourselves. Because what's the point in standing up for yourself if someone's just going to walk all over you tomorrow anyway? This is the power of setting and keeping boundaries. 1, start with yourself. Start with setting boundaries with yourself and keeping them. Maybe you tell yourself, okay, my boundary is my phone is going off at 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, my phone's on airplane mode and it's tucked away and I'm not looking at it again. Set that boundary with yourself. Maybe it's, I'm going to block this phone number and I'm not reaching out to my ex again. set that boundary and keep that boundary. And then as you do that, as you get more comfortable setting boundaries with yourself, begin to set them with other people and keep them. I understand that this is all a lot easier said than done, but this is extremely important. Like I said, I'm going to make sure I put lots of resources in the show notes here, so please go check them out. This is something that I am incredibly passionate about, as I have seen so many of my friends and family members, followers, clients try and fail to stand up for themselves because they just don't believe that they're even allowed to. This is the power of breaking down a skill like standing up for yourself. And yes, it's a skill. It's not inherent for everybody. As you begin to build up this skill, it's going to help your overall self. As you learn to stand up for yourself, you're going to learn to set a lot stronger boundaries. As you learn to get more confident, you're going to learn to speak up for yourself. And actually, if this really spoke to you and you are wondering what the next step is and where to start, like you're just like, man, okay, I'm ready, but Karleigh, I need some help. I want you to go check out my free 5-day confidence course. It's 5 days, totally free, 15 minutes a day. And boo, you can invest 15 minutes a day in yourself. I promise. And this mini course has both video modules and worksheets that you have lifetime access to it. So you can do it over and over and over again. And in fact, I suggest you do. This course is going to give you the foundation that you need in order to build the skill of confidence and take off and inherently build your skill to stand up for yourself. As you get more confident in yourself, you're going to be able to stand up for yourself a lot more and not tolerate any of the BS that life tries to throw at you. And the link for that is going to be in the show notes as well. So make sure you check that out. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below or send me a DM over on Instagram. I love you guys so much. And never forget that you are strong, you are capable, you are intelligent, and boo, you are so freaking worthy.